Hey Disney fans, welcome back to my channel. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I posted something yesterday that today's video is going to be a little different from my normal videos. Normally I do reviews or talk about items that we got at the Disney store, stuff like that. Today's is not. Today's is completely different from that. As you can tell from the title, I love the show Andi Mack. It's one of my favorites. So it ended last week, and oh my golly, I did kind of make a blip about that in my video last week, but I try to keep it lighthearted when in all reality that thing hit me to my core. And then of course last night was The Descendants 3, and massive confession, a huge Disney nerd right here. I love Disney Channel movies. So Descendants 1, 2, and 3 are awesome. I enjoy them. The last night's was hard to watch. Last night's was very hard to watch because Cameron Boyce and his passing, that was tough. I didn't know him personally. Obviously, I'm a stupid little kid from Ohio. I guess I'm not a kid, I'm an adult, but you know what I mean. So I don't know anybody famous, and I never will. But when someone that young goes, and there was so much life ahead of him still, things kind of start to hit home. Things that you took for granted, kind of come to light. And shows like the ending of Andi Mack, that episode was phenomenal. Struck home because it kind of brought things back from a long time ago that I'd kind of buried and kind of forgot about and kind of let go of, or thought I'd let go of. And all week has just been one heck of an emotional roller coaster that I really can't get off of until I guess I talk about it. So that's what we're gonna do today. Today's gonna be different. Hang tight. So to start, Andi Mack, as you guys know, is a fun little kids show on the Disney Channel. It's a little Asian girl named Andi Mack, played by Peyton Elizabeth Lee, phenomenal little actress there, and her life with her grandma and her mom. And then of course her mom's boyfriend, I think actually is Andy's dad or something like that in the long run. I missed a few episodes in season 2, and of course it's not out on DVD, so I can't catch up on it. Come on. Disney needs to get on that. Disney really needs to get on that. But it deals with her and her little close-knit unit of friends there, which include Buffy, Cyrus, and then of course here and there we get Marty from the party, and TJ, and then Amber comes in every now and then, and things that they deal with. And what I love about the show is that it holds nothing back. It deals with stuff that kids see every day that we as parents probably sometimes just say, nah, my kid doesn't see that or doesn't deal with that. Well, actually, yes, they do. I have a 7-year-old, and he is in school, and we've already had to deal with stuff that I think we'd have to deal with as a 7-year-old, things like bullying and stuff that I just am like, wow, I forgot how mean kids could be. Sometimes you think it's just on the screen, but it's not. But I love that this show, in a way that was appropriate for children, did tackle subjects like racism, stereotyping, bullying, gun control, gun safety, love, relationships, friendships, relationships with parents. It really dealt with all of it, and it encapsulated it in a way that kept it Disney, but kept it real. As real as it can be for TV. And for the longest time, because I was a dorky, nerdy little kid, I always associated with Cyrus. I was a skinny, I know it doesn't look like it now, but I was soaking wet. I probably weighed 90 pounds in high school. I was a gangly, dorky little kid that I had some friends, yes. I had a couple of close-ish friends, but I was socially awkward, I guess, is a good way to put it. I didn't have really, really close friends. I didn't have anyone I could really, really talk to, that I trusted enough to do so, I guess. So I always some of my closest friends, they were girls, because, know too many guys that collect this stuff? No, probably not. There's a few of us, but not many of us. I was an art kid. I didn't fit in with anybody else, really. There was only a couple of other guys in the art class, and they were older than me, so by the time I graduated, it was just me and a bunch of girls. So naturally I was called gay all the time. And when you're not, that hurts. At least it did. Now it doesn't, because I'm like, whatever, there's nothing wrong with that. So, but I was stereotyped constantly because of the fact that I didn't play sports, that I was interested in art, that girls were my friends, but not girlfriends, you know what I mean? They were just friends that were girls. I was skinny, I was twiggy, I was a dork. And I was bullied for it. I was ostracized for it. Even within my group of friends, I wasn't always included. And it hurt. It hurt a lot. Depression hits people in different ways in different stages of their life, and children are not immune from it. It can hit children, and it can hit children pretty hard sometimes, because we are so emotionally, they are so emotionally vulnerable, that feelings run deeper, I think, because they don't have control over them really at that point in their life. Not that we do as adults either, but I think you understand what I mean. And for me, it led to very dark places. There were many times that I just figured, yeah, it's not needed anymore. I don't need this. They don't need me. No one needs me. There are things that I can do to take care of that. And those were very, 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 very dark times. More than once, I contemplated what needed to be done to take care of it. And if you've never been there, you don't understand those feelings. But those of you who have, know that it can take a while to get out of that place. And through my junior year, there were many times where I thought that maybe it would be better if I just walked out in front of the bus that was driving by, or what if I just ran away, and I don't even want to go there. Too dark. And that's why when, Cyrus, you could tell his heart got crushed when Andi started dating Jonah. Something was going on there. Not that I had any, attraction to someone, a guy or anything like that. But it's like, oh my God, I've been there. I know how that feels. And not necessarily in a romantic relationship way, but when you just see friends that you've had that become better friends with other people, or people that you do like, and you're either too scared to say something, or you do say something and you're rejected. It's soul crushing. And so from that point on, I was like, oh my gosh, this poor kid, I understand exactly how he feels. And the weird thing about it is, when Cyrus first met TJ, I was like, oh my gosh, minus, again, like I said, because I am straight, minus the gay side of Cyrus. I was like, that is my life. My senior year, I was in choir, again, stereotyped, right? Because, I didn't do anything that the normal guys do, blah, blah, blah. I was sat next to another baritone, because I don't have that low of a voice, as you guys are well aware. And he was a sophomore. He was a football player, so naturally I was uncomfortable, because I'm like, if I'm going to sit next to somebody, I want to be nice to them, but I didn't even know how to be nice to him, because I didn't know who he was, and I just knew that he was on the football team. And I don't know. I honestly, I don't even remember, but he ended up becoming my absolute best friend. It was so bizarre. I never got to tell Marcus that had he not sat next to me, I would not be here today. He saved my life. He really did. Because even though I didn't play football, I didn't do four-wheeling, I didn't go hunting, I didn't know how to be a man's man, if you will. He was like, you know what, this kid's cool and we are going to be friends. And we did everything together. After school, I didn't go home. I just went wherever Marcus was going. He's like, come on, get my truck, let's go. And pretty much waking moments were spent either I was at his house or he was at mine. And I'd never known what unconditional friendship was until that day and that year of my life. Unfortunately, being a sophomore, you know, and I a senior, I went to college and life changes, and I've lost touch with him. I'm bummed about that. I do know he is around. I ran into him randomly probably about 8 years ago. He'd gotten married, which of course I was elated for him. He got to meet my wife, so you know, at least we were able to get to that point. But I know I think he lives like an hour or something away from where I do currently. That is changing, guys. That's another video on another day. But while I don't remember a lot of things of my senior year, I do remember that anything that was good, anything that was I considered fun, it involved him. We were everywhere and inseparable. And so watching Cyrus and TJ form this bond of just complete and total friendship, I was like, this is my life on screen. Now, granted, we were older than these kids are, but in real life, we're at the same age. We were about the same age. We were 17, and I think he was 17, or he was 16, and I was 18. So I think that's about thereabouts. I think they might both be 18, Luke and Josh. But that's why when Josh Russ in his interview said that, you know, Andi Mack was lightning in a bottle, I could not agree with him more. This show tapped into things that I understood, I'd lived through, and oh my golly, granted, not everything turns out all hunky-dory like the show did. I get that. You know, my life had its low moments. It had its very, very low moments. I've touched on it before, but 14 years ago this year, my grandparents were killed in a car accident, and that was the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with in my life at this point. It was, I mean, losing someone is never easy. I'm able to talk about it a little easier now than I used to be, only because, you know, time does take care of some things. But when you lose someone so tragically like that, you don't always recover. Odd enough, I know people have said I'm not the same happy-go-lucky person that I used to be before that, and I still consider myself a pretty happy-go-lucky person. But it's true, when they died, a part of me died too. A part of me that I don't know if I'll ever get back. They, as all kids know, when it comes to their grandparents, they were what I consider my Hogwarts. They were my safe haven. Not that my home life was bad. Oh my gosh, no, not at all. But more that you just know that when it comes to your grandparents, that love and acceptance is unconditional. I mean, your parents is as well. I mean, golly, my kids, I don't care what happens. They're my kids. I'm gonna love them forever. But a child doesn't always understand that. And I think every child out there understands what I'm saying. But when they died, everything that had been good in my life up to that point, that had been fixed by that, well, not fixed, but dealt with, I guess, by that 1 year in high school, kind of all came back. I was an angry person, very, very, very angry, and the depression came back, and it came back strong. I hated it when the phone rang for a long time, because that's how I found out. I was driving home on Thanksgiving break in college, and my dad's phone rang, and that's how we found out that my grandpa had been killed in a car accident. And so I dreaded phone calls because I didn't know what they were going to bring. And to this day, sometimes I get a little nervous because my extended family is older now, obviously. And of my grandparents' generation, I have one great aunt left, and that is it. I love her to death. But I know she's not going to be around forever. And having to know that at some point I'm going to have to let go, I think is the tough part. And that's where, like, shows like Andi Mack, you know, sometimes you have to let go of, I'm going on a different tangent here, guys, so you're just going to bear with me because I have no, like, rhyme or reason to this video whatsoever. Sometimes you have to let go of things and people and relationships, and like with Andi and Jonah not working out, you know, at the time that they did, you know, having to reconcile their differences and move forward can be absolutely difficult. You know, and then Cyrus realizing that even though he had a crush on Jonah, was going to go nowhere, and realizing that the one person that he, like, was infatuated with was never going to return that. You have to let go of that. And Buffy, you know, realizing that all of a sudden she does like Marty, and you know, but he doesn't like her, and having to just step back and say, okay, I can be okay with this. That can be very, very difficult. And accepting that and realizing that, you know, it's not it's not like, I don't know how to word it. You are no less special because of it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Nothing about you should be unaccepted by other people. And I think that's when, like, the you know, they call it the tyrus, you know, ship tyrus. When that came along, I was like, okay, I can see this going both ways. I can see it going either the way like Marcus and I were, where we were just, you know, really, really good friends, because that's, you know, awesome. I still to this day, he was probably one of the best friends I've ever had. Or it could go the exact opposite, where TJ could turn into an absolute jerk, because, you know, from Buffy's standpoint, TJ was a jerk. Until, of course, he turned out to be a really nice kid. But, you know, and then Cyrus is going to get crushed again. Or, you know, Cyrus is just going to accept the fact that TJ is straight, and that's never going to be returned, but they're going to maintain a really good friendship. Or guess what? TJ's gay, and Cyrus and TJ are going to become tyrus. You know, which that is, of course, what we ended up getting in the end. But knowing that, I mean, knowing it's Disney, you knew they were going to give it a happy ending. It's Disney. But just the thought that, you know, this could potentially, you know, scar a person for life is kind of like, oh my gosh, what are you doing to me, Disney? Don't do this, you know. But watching everything kind of come together, you know, Andi and Jonah having their conversation while she, you know, gave the bracelet back to him again. And just saying, you know, I wonder what happened if we'd have been older and then met. And he's like, well, someday we will be. You know, it's that realization that maybe now might not be the right time, but who knows what tomorrow holds. You know, and Buffy and Marty realizing that, you know, he hadn't really ever changed his mind. He thought Buffy had, basically what it seemed like to me at least. And you know, they were willing to take that risk to see what would happen. And then Kira, you know, kind of basically helping TJ realize she is not a nice person, you know, when she's making fun of Cyrus while he was dancing on the dance floor, being the typical goofy Cyrus that he is. And when she made that comment, she's like, you know, you're making me, or, you know, if you had to pick between me and Cyrus, you'd pick Cyrus. And the whole world was like, well, duh. You are a mean person, Kira. And, you know, TJ didn't come out and say, well, yeah, but he just said, he literally goes, I don't know why you do this. He goes, Cyrus would never make me pick. I think that was kind of the breaking point for him to realize that it's silly to hide who you are. And there's no point in it, because if someone's not going to accept you for who you are, regardless of whatever that is, then they don't need to be a part of your life. You don't need to have that negativity, that unacceptance, that intolerance, the conditional love. It's not It's not needed. It's not necessary. You deserve more than that. So whoever you are that may be watching this, know that my channel and many others like mine, this is a place of love and acceptance. I don't care what you're struggling with. I don't care who you are. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what your political affiliation is. I don't care if you're gay, straight, bi, I think it's LGBTQ plus now. I don't care any of that. To me, you're a beautiful soul. You are welcome. You are loved. And I am here if you need anything. You can reach out to me via DM on Instagram. You can leave comments down below. I don't want anyone to think that tomorrow does not need them in it, because I've been there. I'm thankful for the people who have brought me out of that. And I want you to know that if that is something that you have been struggling with, tomorrow needs you. And the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. Not only does tomorrow need you, but the people in your life need you. They may have a really bad way of showing it, but they do need you. You mean something to someone, and you need to hang on to that, because your life is precious, and we need you here. I'm going to leave some links down below to hotlines that I want people to utilize if they need to, whether it be depression, whether it be suicide, whether it be acceptance. It's okay to be you. Know that. I was forced into being what I thought I needed to be, and it was the worst thing that could have possibly been done. This is who I am. I am an adult male who loves his wife, loves his children, and loves Disney. And I love people unconditionally. And I don't want anyone to ever feel different. We all deserve love. We all deserve acceptance. We all deserve an equal opportunity at life and at what it has to offer us. And I hope that one day we live in a society where that is true, where we are not discriminated against based off of who we love, based off of who we vote for, based off of the color of our skin, based off of who we pray to, or don't, I guess, because some people don't pray at all. I do, and that is something that I've had to hang on to, because there have been days when nothing else has gotten me through but little prayers all day long. So just know, guys, that just know that you are needed. Know that you're needed, and that you're loved, and that here on my channel, like I said, and on many others, we love you for who you are, and that is what's important. And we are here for you all the time. That's, I guess, one of the blessings of being on social media. You know, you can reach out to people, and if that person's heart is right and their motivation is in the right place, they will reach back out and let you know that, hey, hi, my name's Ian, and I'm here for you. So that was what I wanted to convey to you guys today. Not my typical video, like I said, not my typical video at all. But just watching that show really hit me hard, and I had to get this out there, because I know there are a ton of kids out there who, instead of being happy and content with who they are as a person, have decided on something very different, and something that ends up hurting so many other people in the long run. Please, please, please know there are options out there instead of that. Suicide, running away, drugs, alcohol, any other type of really, self-harming addiction. There are ways out. There are people who are there for you. There are people who love you and accept you for exactly who you are. Like the song said, and the anthem that they sang on Andi Mack, God makes no mistakes. None. Not a single mistake. He does not make them. You are not one of them. You are loved, and you are His. And everybody needs to know that. So I'm not going to get preachy, guys, I promise, because I know some people, this is not their thing. But I just want you to know that here on Disney Dad 83, that is me, because I was born in 1983. I'm an old fart. I love you. And I want you to know that, and I want you to know that all of you who watch my channel are special to me. I'm grateful for what I have been shown, the love, the acceptance that I have been shown. I just want to tell you I'm grateful for it. You have no idea how that has helped me spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally. You have no idea. I stepped out timidly, not knowing what would happen, and the fear of rejection was high. I'm not gonna lie, the fear of rejection is high, but perseverance and meeting some phenomenal people have really helped change all of that for me. So thank you to you guys. I love you. I promise I'll have a different type of video up next. I won't do any of these type of videos very often, but sometimes when you see something and it just touches your soul, you have to talk about it. And life is just very precious to me, very precious. And I want people to know that their lives are precious, and that yeah, you're loved. Know that, guys, you're loved. All right, guys, well, thanks for watching. If you have anything at all that you need to ask me or questions, leave the comments down below. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. I hope you got something out of this. If not, well, I did. I got it off my chest, which felt really good to do. And yeah, so we'll see you guys real soon. Have a magical day, everybody. Love you guys so very much. One final thing, guys, I just want to say a massive thank you to the Disney Channel for bringing this show to the screen for all of us to enjoy. Thank you to the cast and crew of Andi Mack. You guys are awesome. You have a cult following that will go with you forever. To the kids who played the characters, Peyton and Asher, Joshua, not TJ, that is your screen name, Luke, you know, Sophia, you guys are amazing. Thank you for bringing your characters to life, for giving the world hope in tomorrow and in humanity, and for giving us laughs, for giving us tears, and for giving us one of the cutest shows, one of the best shows that has ever been on the Disney Channel. We will miss you guys. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you so much.